हेल
नमस्कार, म रुबी
नमस्कार।
देव, एन्टाको चिफ टेक्नोलोजी अफिसर। आजको यो कोभिड स्पेशल वेबिनारमा एज अ टेक्निकल सपोर्ट यहाँहरू सबैलाई स्वागत गर्दछु। म यो वेबिनारको सुरुवात उनीहरूप्रति आफ्नो हार्दिक श्रद्धाञ्जली व्यक्त गरेर गर्न चाहन्छु, जसले कोभिडसँग लड्दै आफ्नो ज्यान गुमाइसक्नुभएका छन्। र मेरो प्रेयर्सहरू उनीहरूको लागि जो अहिले यो भाइरससँग लड्दै आफ्नो ज्यान बचाउन सङ्घर्ष गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ। नेपालमा अहिलेसम्म 3,20,000 भन्दा धेरै केसेसहरू देखिसकेका छन् भने 3,250 भन्दा धेरै कोभिड डेथ्सहरू भइसकेका छन् र केसेसहरू अझै पनि तीव्र गतिमा बढिरहेको छ। डक्टर्स र हेल्थ एक्सपर्ट्सहरूले बिलिभ गर्छ कि यो सेकेन्ड वेभ त्यो नयाँ कोभिड भेरिएन्टको कारणले भइरहेको छ जुन चाहिँ फर्स्ट इन्डियामा डिटेक्ट गरिएको थियो र विच इज बिलिभ टु बी मोर कन्टेजियस। र यो भेरिएन्टले अहिले यङ्गर पेसेन्ट्सहरूलाई र इभन बच्चाहरूलाई उत्तिकै इफेक्ट गरिरहेको छ। नेपालमा हस्पिटल्सहरूले आफ्नो क्यापेसिटीभन्दा बढी पेसेन्ट्सहरूलाई एडमिट गरिरहेको छ। हस्पिटल्सहरूमा बेड्सहरूको कमी भइरहेको छ, अक्सिजन सिलिन्डरहरू पाइरहेको छैन, भ्याक्सिन्सहरूको कमी हुँदैछ र यो सिचुएसनमा हाम्रो करेन्ट हेल्थ केयर सिस्टम पनि फेल हुँदै गरेको देखिँदैछ। In order to control the surging cases, government has enforced lockdown in different parts of the country. But is that the only solution? What can we do as an individual to safeguard ourselves and our loved ones from being infected and help stop this virus? And what if we or someone we know is affected by this virus? What can we do to minimize the risk? To answer similar questions, we have gathered a panel of doctors from Nepal and the US who would help us understand this crisis better and help us be better prepared for it. The panelists for today include Dr. Prem Shukla from from USA, Dr. Pankaj
Yeah,
Chaudhary
from
from
Nepal.
Nepal, Dr. Vishnu
नमस्कार।
Yeah,
Patel,
I'm from Nepal.
Dr. Vishnu Patel from Nepal, and Dr. Rajesh Chaudhary, he's also from Nepal. And the webinar will be moderated by Dr. Vikas Pathak and Dr. Anju Yadav. Also, for this webinar, we are joined with our very own Ambassador of Nepal to the US, His Excellency Yuvraj Khatiwadaji, a former Nepali politician and economist. He was a member of National Assembly and former minister in the cabinet of KP Sharma Oli from 2018 to 2020. He has previously served as the governor of Nepal Rashtra Bank, as well as the vice chair of National Planning Commission, and has worked as senior economist in the regional center of UNDP Asia and Pacific for the United Nations from 2006 to 2009. And he is also a recipient of numerous national awards for his outstanding contribution to the development of Nepal in his different capacities. I wholeheartedly welcome you, sir, and thank you so much for being with us. Now I would like to call upon Mrs. Aparajita Jhaji, who is the president of ANTA, to formally welcome him and start the webinar. Mrs. Aparajita ji.
Thank you, Ruby, and namaskar to everyone. Namaskar. And this is a very powerful morning in America, Eastern Coast, when we have joined to tell the people in Nepal that you are not alone. We are from America, look at you and think of the ways we can help you. And this webinar is in the continuation to all the webinars, all those countless projects and programs we have done in past 16 months. We have been on the ground with our volunteers in every part of Nepal. When I say every part of Nepal, this nonprofit is for Tarai of Nepal, and we have been there in our best capacity with whatever means we have. And this morning is special because Dr. Yuvraj Khatiwadaji has agreed to join us in an event where we have gathered the heroes of our community, both from America and in Nepal. And we are seeing this banner, it has one more doctor missing, so I would request Ruby to add the other banner which has Dr. Rajesh ji there. And I'm so sorry if we had missed communicating in the right way, because we are small nonprofit with, very few people working day and night. So my sincere apologies about that. So regarding the ambassador, respected ambassador, Jiu, Khatibara Jiu, he is a passionate, community member. So when he heard about our webinar, within a couple of minutes, I have been communicated through his team that he is agreed and he'll be there. And he himself, got back to me saying that he would like to grace the occasion. So before I let him speak to the community, both here and in Nepal, I would like to also welcome those doctors who have joined, from Nepal. Dr. Rajesh Chaudhary ji from Kathmandu, he's from Dang. Dr. Pankaj Chaudhary ji, Dr. Prem Shukla ji, sorry, if I have, said something wrong, my apologies in advance. Dr. Bishundi Patel ji, Dr. Prem Shukla from Maine, USA, Vikas Pathak ji from Maryland, Virginia side, Dr. Anju Yadav from Philadelphia. So it's a team which we have in today's program, and we would like to know about their perspectives about the shortage of means in Kathmandu. And now we are hearing the situation is dire in Western Nepal, in Nepalganj, Banke, and Dhangari area. We are getting a lot of reports from the ground that Birganj is also one of hardest hit places in Tarai and in Nepal. So we are here with all means, and we are raising fundraiser right now. So kindly, those who have means to support our initiative, kindly come forward and help us. Our team is in Nepal. We would like to really roll up our sleeves and hit the ground running. So without a further ado, I would like Honorable Ambassador Dr. Yuvraj Khatibara ji to address ANTA community, the larger diaspora, people from all parts of the world. They would like to hear about the plight of Nepal and what we do from embassy, from nonprofit like us. How can we tie up and do things more substantial, more impactful, tangible for our community? With that appeal, I would let Khatibara ji to speak on the occasion. Thank you.
Thank you, Parijata ji. Madam President, executive members of ANTA, doctors, other friends, those who are connected to this webinar, my greetings to all. I'm very pleased to be with you this morning. As Madam President, you have very rightly pointed out, it's very powerful morning. And this powerful morning, I'm confident will also deliver some powerful message to Nepali community, wherever they are, whether they are in the mountains or hills or Tarai, to come together and cope this problem, being united. The other issue is that this is the problem which we confront not only from the government side, but people at large, not within Nepal only, but as a global society, we all are affected. So I think this effort should and would, of course, be able to unite people not only within Nepal, but all over the world. Those Nepali diaspora who are working abroad as technocrats, as doctors, as social workers, I do believe that this kind of initiative would help them to get united again, to have concerted support to the real need of people at this moment. I know something about ANTA by now. As Madam President, you have highlighted some of your strengths, and I'm happy to note that you have been able to organize many webinars to educate people, to inform people about how to cope with this pandemic. You have also been able to mobilize funds for Nepali community to face the financial challenges of those communities who are residing abroad and also in Nepal. I think you have also provided some scholarships type of things. And more to that, I would appreciate that ANTA is working to promote Tarai culture and heritage, to close to the dozens of webinars during this pandemic. I know I was oftentimes been impressed by Mithila culture, and I also addressed the Mithila convention that was last month, perhaps. And I know the strength of all these Mithila, and of course, in that matter, was Buddha and Avadi also. But right now, I like to mention the Maithili culture and arts because that has a long history with the kind of civilization in North India and also in Nepal. So I just wanted to thank you and also promoting our varied culture. And Nepal is a country with diversity of cultures. So we can promote our own cultures, we can promote national cultures, we can promote our own ethnic cultures. But all together, we are again united to show the diversity and the beauty of our diversified culture, which is a common strength. I would say rather a combined strength for all of us. Let me just highlight in some of the initiatives that we are doing at the embassy. I arrived DC in February in the middle of COVID. So we don't have much of the personal contacts, but we are very active in webinars and technology-based contacts. And we have been in close contact with US support agencies like USAID and some other agencies of the United States. We have thanked the US government for having provided additional support to the pandemic in Nepal through USAID. And now we have been looking forward to get more vaccines. And once the clearance from the administration is made, I hope, and we have got very positive response from the government of USA that those vaccines could be made available to Nepal because they are targeted to the vulnerable and poor countries. So obviously, at this moment, Nepal is one of the most vulnerable in South Asia, also because we are close to India, having the explosion of COVID, and then we have open border, and we have no border controls, and people can move across the border here and there. Despite administrative restrictions, people can move anytime, and this is 1,000 kilometer long border. You cannot simply say that you have controlled everything. So the risk is there, and for that, I think Nepal should get attention of the global community and from the US government in particular to support Nepal for vaccines. But having said that, I would also mention that there are some other issues that we need to tackle in the medium terms. Pandemics is not a one-time affair. It comes after some time. And we have been able in the past to share our experiences, skills, and also some best practices as to how we have been able to cope the previous pandemics. In this pandemic also, it has been more than a year now. And now we know we have little experience, and we also have some skills and education. And more to that, we have some best practices of countries having been successful in coping this pandemic early on. So this webinar must be an opportunity to share among doctors from Nepal and also from USA to share information, knowledge, skill, and the best practices we have observed and known all over the world, and tell us as government in Nepal as to what best we can do. Let me just be very brief on some of the works Nepal is doing on COVID. The first stage of COVID, the first phase was under control, timely controlled. I was in the cabinet then. We did all the efforts to see that people have distancing, people wear masks, people get sanitized, and people are aware. But somehow we had some kind of complacence there on that. We thought that COVID is gone. But since it relapsed in India and also came with new variant, we have indulged in a new problem and not of its kind before. So this is a serious challenge, not only to Nepali, but also to neighborhoods. So let me call upon all the non-governmental activists the organizations, civil society persons to come forward united and together at this pandemic. Let's join hands with the government. And we know government is doing its level best, but cannot do all in such a situation without the support of community. So your help, your support would be so critical at this moment to strengthen the hands of government to cope this pandemic and save lives of many people. And I know ANTA has done some initiatives in this regard, and this webinar must be providing some information and inputs to all of us to how we can do our level best and contribute from our side to see that the pandemic doesn't make much of the damage and worse. So I would rather appeal all the rank and file of the diaspora, Nepali diaspora, and all the Nepal-focused NGOs being in USA to come out to help Nepal and at the moment of this calling. And if you have any differences, different organizations between them, please put them on the shelves at the moment and get united to the broader national issue and be united and show our kind of human heart and human values. We know doctors are having professional lives, but I know you also have very kind hearts. You are equally eager to contribute to the society along with your patients. So on that count, I would say that you nevertheless give importance to community along with serving your patients, contribute to the community at large and the country at large, and then see that we have got something to be satisfied with. So with this, I take this opportunity to again appeal all the non-governmental organizations, Nepali diaspora abroad, to come forward and work together to just mitigate the kind of challenge we have been facing. And finally, I would like once again to extend my congratulations and hearty thanks to ANTA and the team of volunteers, doctors, for having organized this seminar, and I wish this seminar a great success. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Khatibara sir. This indeed has summarized the sentiments, the efforts, all those things, which is coming across our minds right now. The moment of solidarity, the moment of unity has come. All the nonprofits across America should come forward, join their hands, and dispatch the humanitarian help to Nepal. All those Western medias have been reporting now, but the actual situation in Nepal is far dire than what we are seeing in the media outlets. So, this is our sentiments too, sir, that we would like our fundraiser, which has only set $20,000 goal, but we are struggling to generate that kind of momentum for moment like this, where people would say, yes, let's bridge the gap, reach to the people, help them when they need us. We are, of course, living in America. I mean, all these doctors have given their precious time of their lives to the community, but the appeal is to the people who are watching us live on Facebook across America. And this is a humble appeal that ANTA is a nonprofit with a track record of humanitarian services, and it had been a team full of passionate young people from Nepal. We are doing clean work, and you can track our record, and it's a stellar work. So believe in us, empower us. We are here to help you back home. With that note, sir, I am really grateful with my folded hands for your time and acceptance to come here. And our morale is again boosted up, and we are powered to do more and more in our best capacity. With that kind respect towards you, I know you have a busy morning, you are traveling. I would let you go to your other event. Thank you so much, Khatibara sir, from the entire ANTA community to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Now, I would like Ruby to call upon our two moderators of the event, our very own Dr. Vikas Pathakji, who started, taking part in ANTA's mission by writing first email to then freshly elected president, myself, that what ANTA is doing. I still remember that email, and he basically came to our first webinar, and passionate community servant he is, and he again agreed to come and moderate. The moderation is happening from him because he would ask those doctors from Nepal, Pankajji, Rajeshji, Bishunji, and Prem Shuklaji from states too, about the intricacies of the system, the fabric of the network there, how things are happening. We are hearing that ICU beds are scarce and all those things. So over to you, Dr. Vikas Pathakji. And we haven't compiled your specialty, which stream of medical practices you are in. So kindly elaborate on that part, and apologies in advance for that. So over to you, Vikasji. And Dr. Anjuji is running late. She is doing DMD in University of Pennsylvania, very, very busy student, and our proud member of Central Executive Committee. So Vikasji, before Anju comes, I think this is your sole work.
Sounds good. Can you all hear me all right?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Madam President. ANTA has been very kind and gracious and has been leading the changes with providing us with all the resources to help our community back home. So we do really appreciate you, Madam President, for working through this pandemic and helping us with whatever resources that has been available to ANTA. Now, let me say this. This is a very informal discussion. We are all in the same level. We are all peers. And we are going to discuss, our ground situation, our treatment, and how we can help. I know, having worked myself in Nepal for several years before I moved to USA, we work in an extremely, in a situation where there is not a lot of resources. So oftentimes we have to ration things, the inability of medications, financial, issues, social issues. So, I totally understand, and I'm very empathetic to everybody that's on the platform. So why don't we start with, Dr. Pankaj Chaudhary, and if Dr. Chaudhary, you can give us the ground situation in Birganj. That'd be great.
First of all, can everyone hear me? First of all, I would like to thank Aparajita ma'am, ANTA president, and all the team member of ANTA for giving me opportunity to speak few words and highlight the ground situation here in Nepal. That I am working in Birganj. That is a hot spot. So the situation is not very good here. Actually, a lot of patients, our health system is being overwhelmed. Okay, so very limited beds, very limited when a large number of patients in this second wave is very difficult for us to manage patients here in Nepal in this limited resources. Actually, there is limited ICU beds. Only if you want to say about Birganj, if you talk about Birganj, only 20-30 beds, whole Birganj, including private and government setup, and almost 200-300 patients are right now admitted. We are keeping mild disease, mild COVID and moderate COVID for home. Mild, we are giving them advice to stay at home with some supportive treatment, and moderate and severe, we are admitted, moderate in ward and ICU. Even though also we have to refer a large number of patients to Kathmandu every day. Many helicopters are coming, charter helicopters taking patients to Kathmandu, in some other parts of the world like Bita Mode and Jhapa, Viratnagar. So situation is not very good here.
Yeah, sorry there. And similarly, Dr. Rajesh Chaudhary is also with us. I would like to ask him, what are the situation with logistics, the medications, the oxygen supplies?
Thank you, ANTA, for giving me this opportunity to take part in this webinar. And to go to your question, I think currently I'm working in Kathmandu in one of the BJS and one of the referral center in Kathmandu. And here I see actually the center where I work is basically the trauma center kind of thing. But in our trauma center, in our hospital also, we are getting lots of COVID patients. Almost 30 to 40% of the beds are allocated for COVID patients, and these patients, the beds are already full, and we are not getting the medications. Basically, we are getting calls from the other hospitals as well regarding the medications like the remdesivir, and these medications are not readily available. And besides this, we are basically relying on the basic medications like treating patients with paracetamol, or the anti-allergics, or boosting immunity power, something like vitamin C, zinc, and all those things. But the things that are really needed for the serious patients, like the antiviral drugs, they are not readily available. And at present, like the scenario is more worse in the periphery, like Dr. Pankaj said, in the Birganj. I am from from Dang, which is near Nepalganj, and the scenario is very worse in Nepalganj. The hospital in Nepal, like there is Ferry Hospital, and they are overwhelmed with the patients they are treating. There is a shortage of medication. The staffs are all they are exhausted with the huge work burden they have, and I think the scenario is getting worse and worse. There are lots of lack of lots of resources, and the situation is even getting worse and worse. Lots of things to do, I think.
Sorry to hear that. Yeah, no, I'm the I'm a member of different organization, ANMF, for example, and I have this Viber group of physicians in Nepal, and I often see the request for remdesivir, for example. Does someone has remdesivir? So it seems like situation is very dire. We experienced a very similar situation last year. When we had, when COVID reached United States, when we started to use remdesivir, when it was, used for emergency use, the state would ration that. So the way the state would do is the state would buy all the remdesivir, like the state of Virginia, for example, where I'm living, and then they would give remdesivir to the hospitals based on how many patients they had. So that's how it happened, and we kept a very tight control on the patients who would qualify for it. We would not use for the patients who had mild disease, for example. We would mostly use initially only for severe disease in ICU, and then as we had more and more of those available, we started to use those on moderate patient. Also, what we did is we made sure that any patient who would qualify for remdesivir is seen by pulmonologist. So the pulmonologist has to approve it. And this was to make sure that they don't misuse the resources that were so scarce that time in US. But now we're very fortunate that we have, these medications available in abundance. But we went through a similar phase, and it's a very helpless situation. I'd like to ask Dr. Shukla. He works in US. How his perspective on how did they handle things when COVID hit US?
Thanks for having me here. Namaste, everybody. I'm glad to join this forum. So fortunately, in Maine, the situation never became really, really bad. I mean, but I'm little like in the northern part of Maine, not really the northernmost, but in the middle. So it hasn't been that bad. But initially, we were very fortunate when it was really bad all over the country. It wasn't bad, but late, in the second phase, I think we were hit a little worse. But still, I mean, we were able to manage things really well, and we were over prepared actually. And yeah, so I'm really fortunate for that. But I at the same time, I feel bad that I haven't been able to help much and see many COVID patients. And I think resources have never been problem so far. And I mean, providers, we've been fortunate that not many people have become sick here and had to call in sick and things like that. So, I mean, that way, I mean, I was quarantined twice, but besides that, I mean, I think we did really well. So, I mean, I'm at the same time, I wish I was able to see more and do more. But I mean, in our part, I think we were fortunate to have less people. I mean, it's combination of like we don't have much, lot of like big population, but at the same time, things were managed really well. Like our governor was strict, and there were strict rules. People were trying to follow rules, and so that way, I mean, I think we were very fortunate.
And I echo Dr. Shukla's words. You know, we similarly were over prepared. You know, I'll give you an example. You know, we in March last year, when COVID hit our shores, you know, we bought so many extra ventilators which we never used.
Yeah.
So I think it's good to be over prepared than under prepared. We were really, you know, some resource, you know, which was not universally available, but like Dr. Shukla said, we were prepared.
Yeah, we had like
so
more than 100. Yeah, we had like hundreds of ventilators that were, I mean, that never had to be used. So that's really good.
So, Dr. Pankaj, you mentioned that, you know, you've been triaging the patients for admission. Can you tell us more about it? Like, you know, how do you triage, you know, what you tell them, when to run back to the hospital? Because we did very similar thing here as well.
Yeah. So what basically we do is when we have set up a separate fever clinic for suspected COVID patient in every hospitals, and like private setup. I'm working in the private setup in NMC, and we have Narayani Regional Hospital. So every hospital is running fever clinic. So every third patient is coming for suspected COVID only. So what we are doing, unless proven otherwise, fever, a patient having respiratory symptoms like fever, cough, sore throat, myalgia, recent history of exposure. So we are keeping them COVID suspect, and we separated ward and ICU for COVID suspect patient. From there, we will send PCR, and PCR also we have limited capacity. Only one center, only one place we are getting PCR test done, right in Narayani. So that is also overwhelmed with a lot of thousand PCR. They are unable to do. They are reporting in 3 to 4 days. So till then, we are keeping separate facility that COVID suspect, not mixing with other normal patient. We have to cater normal patient as well. So mild patient means patient is having upper respiratory infection. His saturation is normal. He's not having hypoxic symptom, and he is not having too much dyspnea. Dyspnea is normal. So we are advising them for home isolation with precautionary measures, supportive treatment, paracetamol for fever control, make hydration, and get PCR test done, and explaining them about if there is any shortness of breath, any fever, or any other problem, be in touch with the hospital, because we are unable to admit every patient. Even moderate patient we are unable to admit right now. The situation is so worse because no beds. It's very difficult to find bed even in Kathmandu in the last few days. So our patient, moderate patient who is having dyspnea, saturation hypoxia, saturation 92, 93, less than 93, respiratory rate more than 24. So we are admitting them in COVID ward and sending PCR, and we are managing with, we are giving prophylactic antibiotics with dexamethasone. Remdesivir so far we have used, we are using in critical patients. So remdesivir also, as you said, supply is not, the government is not controlling supply. We are very difficult to get. Somebody is getting in black market. Some patient party are bringing by making contact here and there from India. So we are giving only in critical patients. We are critical patient, oxygen dependent, on high flow oxygen. So in very few patients we have used tocilizumab. So mainly we are giving oxygen, ventilatory support, oxygen, NIV, if not ventilatory support, and then dexamethasone, another supportive management. So very
Dr.
few
Pankaj,
patients
let
we
me
are.
ask you, patients who go home now here, we again, we are from resources perspective, we are, it's a different situation here. So many patients that we discharge from ED to home, we ask them to check the the oxygen at home, and if it drops, then we come back. But how's the situation in Nepal? I'm sure pulse oximeter is not easy to get by. It's expensive, and a lot of our patients back home cannot.
Okay. So what we advise them is many patients were able to buy, they were buying. Otherwise, few patients were visiting nearby clinics. We have no option what to do. The few patients we advise them to visit nearby clinic, keeping them in contact with our teleconsultation. Teleconsultation, we are giving phone number. We are giving our phone number. Then patient party. So if any problem, you can call them. Any problem, any increased shortness of breath or pulse saturation dropping, and we'll advise them accordingly. Come to the hospital or get admitted. So not, I said, not many village people are able to buy, but most of the people are buying, and some had already bought in previous wave only. So in this way we are doing.
I'll come to Dr. Rajesh. Rajesh, it seems like you've also worked in Dang and Western Nepal, Nepalganj. How's the situation there? As you mentioned, there's not a lot of bed. What is the oxygen situation? And the one thing I was always curious about is these patients, when they get intubated, how long do you guys keep them on the ventilator? Because I'll tell you our perspective. We generally, after 10, 14 days, if we think that patient is not improving, either we proceed with tracheostomy, or we discuss comfort care issues with families to withdraw care. If we do tracheostomy, we have resources available, so we're able to send these patients to nursing home. But I understand, we back home does not have as much resources to do those things. So how are you guys been handling these things in Kathmandu and
Yeah, because to be frank, I have not worked as a exact frontliner like the physicians they are treating. I'm orthopedic surgeon, and I'm kind of backing up them, not treating as a frontliner in that situation. But I understand the scenario they are working in, and since I'm from Dang, and I have all the information that I gather from my relatives and my doctor fellows who are facing all those problems. And I think the main problem at present is the basic resources, like the availability of the bed. The many patients, we have to designate beds for the other patients also, but most of the patients, they have designated like almost 30-40% of the beds to the COVID patients, and few to the like ICU care and ventilators. So the main problem is getting the hospital admission, because all the beds are packed, and getting the basic requirement, like getting the oxygen, where there is oxygen saturation is dropping, and the getting the oxygen saturation maintained. That is the main problem, the basic things that are not being addressed at due to the lack of resources. And regarding the other issues, like the things that you are telling, like the ventilatory support or the tracheostomy, I may not be the exact person to answer that question, because I have not directly faced that situation. I'm not working in the ICU as such, to be frank. So I think, but in like the in Kathmandu, where I work, where I get feedback from the physician colleagues. They say that most of the patients who require ventilator support, they do not recover. Like there is high mortality rate in the ventilatory support as well, almost 70-80% of mortality. So I think the outcome is not that good even after the ventilatory support, and that's what I can say at present, I think.
Thank you, Rajesh. So I'd like to take a pause and I'd like to introduce our co-moderator. Dr. Yadav has joined us. Welcome, Dr. Yadav. Before I hand this over to Dr. Yadav, I want to say, Dr. Rajesh, I mean, you're right. The patients on ventilator, there is more than 80% mortality. So it's a very bleak outcome once the patient gets on the ventilator. The other thing is, it's very difficult, when the patient is on the ventilator, to withdraw care on the patients. For the family, it's really a difficult decision to make. So I will hand this over to Dr. Yadav, and I think we can perhaps introduce Dr. Bhushan Patel, so that we can have some discussion about alternative therapy, which I'll be very honest, I'm very ignorant about. So Dr. Yadav, it's all yours, and if you don't mind introducing Dr. Patel.
Thank you for giving me platform for a moment. Hi everyone, my name is Anju Yadav. I'm currently a DMD student at University of Pennsylvania. I'm in third year right now, so I'm 1.5 years away from my graduation. So I'm originally from Janakpur, and I haven't been working as a frontline worker because I'm related to dental. But yes, we come on those people who directly deal with the mouth, and the COVID is the air droplet infection. So our university is taking major precautions. They have given us like resin mask, which has HEPA filters, and we are working with all the protocols. So I know the situation is very critical, not only in India, not only in Nepal, but all around the world. And I will tell everyone, all the frontline worker, all the healthcare worker, and not only the frontline and healthcare worker, but also the general population, that the situation is very critical all around the world. So don't take it as granted, or don't take it easily, because this COVID is never leaving us. This will always stay with the human race. So as long as we take precautions, we are safe. So that's all I have to say.
And Dr. Bhushanji, he hasn't introduced himself, so Vikasji.
Yes. So I'd like to welcome Dr. Bhushan Patel to share with us, the alternative medicine that could be used for the treatment of this condition. I would like to send this disclaimer that I'm unfortunately very ignorant about these treatments. So I would rely on Dr. Patel to educate us on the benefits of alternative medicine. Dr. Patel, I think you're on mute. If you want to unmute yourself.
Thank you very much, Aparajita Madam, President of ANTA and the entire team, giving me this opportunity to share my views, my work from the Ayurveda and alternative medicines. Since last year, I have been working for the COVID treatment through Ayurveda, and we have prepared a guideline, and it has been announced, approved by the Ministry of Health and Population. And I have also been involved in the clinical trial that had been trialed in Janakpur Hospital and the Birgaz Baba Hospital, NMC COVID dedicated hospitals. and we have very good results at that time, and we also going to trial this time too. And I have been infected 2 times during this trial, from visiting the COVID hospital and consulting the COVID patient last year. And I will discuss all the things what we do for the COVID patients who are in isolation or quarantine at home in this panic situation. Thank you. I have to share all the things at that time, or we will share by turns.
So, Dr. Patel, you can share your experience. You don't have to go in very detail,
Okay.
but your experience would be very helpful.
Okay. In this situation, we have very panic data that we have 3 lakhs, more than 3 lakhs COVID active patients, and in isolation more than 40,000. And it is very panic that we have only getting the result of treating effectiveness only 85%, and every 100 positive patient, 1 patient is we are losing. So in this panic, male are more prone to the infection and the female are very less, and the age group is 30 to 40. This is the very prone to the infections, and child is also. But our district, that is the Tarai district, Morang, Parsa, Dang, Bake, Rupandehi, have more than 500 cases in hospitals, and Sunsari, Jhapa, Bharat, Dhanusar, Rautad, Bardia, Kapil Bastu, Navalparasi, Kanchanpur, that have 200 more patients in the hospitals. And what we can do from the Ayurveda, it is better to speak in Nepali, that our listener from the Tarai region and Nepal. So I will be comfortable to speak in Nepali. I apologize for this. First of all, हामी के अब अहिलेको अवस्थामा छौँ भने most of the whole the population of Nepal is in lockdown phase. यस्तो अवस्थामा सबभन्दा चाहिँ पेनिक सिचुएसन चाहिँ घरमा बस्दाखेरि हुन्छ, र यस्तोमा हामीलाई थाहा छ कि एन्जाइटी स्ट्रेसहरूको कुराहरू यो अवस्थामा चाहिँ बढी हुने भएकोले गर्दाखेरि यसले पनि यो चाहिँ इन्फेक्सनलाई चाहिँ बढावा दिन सक्छ, बढाउन सक्छ। यस्तो अवस्थामा हामीले गाइडलाइनहरू नि जारी गरेका छौँ, र हामी नेपालभरि त्यसलाई चाहिँ आफ्नो चाहिँ हेल्थ सिस्टम र आयुर्वेदा हेल्थ सिस्टमद्वारा यसलाई हामीले चाहिँ इम्प्लिमेन्टेसनको फेजमा राखेका छौँ। र यसको लागि चाहिँ सबभन्दा राम्रो अब योगको कुरो आउँछ, प्राणायामको कुरो आउँछ, त्यस्तै एक्सर्साइजहरूको कुरो आउँछ। इम्युनिटी बढाउने कुराहरूमा गर्दाखेरि 4वटा मेजर पोइन्टहरू हामीले ध्यान दिनुपर्ने हुन्छ, जसमा चाहिँ हामीले एकदम ब्यालेन्स डाइटको आवश्यकता हुन्छ, एक्सर्साइजको आवश्यकता हुन्छ, हाम्रो ब्याड हेबिटहरू जसरी रक्सी खाने, चुरोट खाने, यस्ता कुराहरूबाट चाहिँ हामी बच्नुपर्ने हुन्छ, जसले गर्दाखेरि हाम्रो रोगसँग लड्ने इम्युनिटीलाई चाहिँ सहयोग गर्छ। र यसका लागि घरमा बस्दाखेरि के गर्ने त भन्ने कुरो चाहिँ सबभन्दा इम्पोर्टेन्ट कुरो हुन्छ। र घरमा बस्दाखेरि हामीसँग अहिले इभिडेन्स बेसमा चाहिँ योगको कुराहरू आउँछ। योगमा के गर्ने भनेर यो कुरो चाहिँ हामीले योग गराउने मान्छेसँग राम्ररी सिक्न सक्छौँ। त्यसमा पनि यो प्रायः जसो 2-4वटा योगहरू छ, सूर्य नमस्कार, धनु रासन, गौमुखासन, उदासन, भुजासनहरू छ। प्राणायाम भनेको हामी सबैलाई थाहा छ, अनुलोम विलोम कपालभातीहरू घरमा हामीले मजाले गर्न सक्छौँ, जुन चाहिँ 10 मिनट जति गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ। त्यस्तै एक्सर्साइजको रूपमा चाहिँ हामीले ह्यान्ड्स र आफ्नो के अरे अब एक्सट्रिमिटिजहरूलाई एक्टिभ राख्नको लागि लुजनिङ एक्सर्साइजहरू भन्छौँ, त्यो 10 मिनटसम्म गर्न सक्छौँ हामीले। यो करिब हामी 24 घन्टाको प्रत्येक दिन 24 घन्टाको समयमा चाहिँ आधा घन्टा स्वास्थ्यको लागि चाहिँ यो एक्सर्साइजहरूको लागि हामीले एक्टिभ रहनको लागि अपनाउनु पर्ने हुन्छ। त्यस्तै त्यसमा चाहिँ हामीले कमसेकम तनाव चिन्ताहरू घटाउनको लागि चाहिँ मेडिटेसनको प्रयोग चाहिँ हामी 10 मिनट एटलिस्ट गरौँ। यसले चाहिँ हाम्रो मेडिटेसनबाट चाहिँ तनाव, स्ट्रेसहरू, एन्जाइटीहरू र भोलिको दिनमा जुन डिप्रेसनहरू र एन्जाइटीको केसेसहरू प्रिभियस लास्ट इयरको पेनिकमा चाहिँ लकडाउनमा देखेको थियो, करिब यहाँहरूलाई थाहा होला 2100 भन्दा बढी चाहिँ यो डिप्रेसनले र एन्जाइटीले गर्दाखेरि सुसाइडल अवस्था पनि आएको थियो र फेरि यो लकडाउन हुँदैछ। हामी जस्तो गरिब मुलुकमा चाहिँ सबभन्दा अप्ठ्यारो चाहिँ के छ भने एउटा त फुड एन्ड माउथको कुरोले पनि समस्या गराउँछ र अरू चाहिँ जुन हाम्रो बच्चादेखि लिएर बुढाबुढी सबै एउटै घरमा हामी चाहिँ एकदमै लक भएका छौँ। अब यसको अवस्थामा चाहिँ यो चाहिँ एउटा हामीले घरमा गर्ने कुराहरू छ भने केही चिजहरू यस्ता छन् जसले चाहिँ हामीलाई हाम्रो चाहिँ भोकलाई बढाएर राख्ने, हाम्रो चाहिँ स्वास्थ्यमा जुन हाम्रो खानपानमा कुनै किसिमको अल्टरेसन नहुने खालको छ। त्यसको लागि चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ प्रायः जसो गुजरबेल भन्ने प्रकारको औषधि छ, त्यो चाहिँ जडीबुटी नै छ, यो मेडिसिनल प्लान्ट छ। त्यसबाट चाहिँ हामीले डिकक्सन टाइपको प्रिपरेसन बनाएर खान सक्छौँ। त्यस्तै चाहिँ हामीले यसमा चाहिँ एउटा चाहिँ पिपला तिर्कटु भन्ने हुन्छ, पिपला मरिच र सुटोहरू जुन चाहिँ हामीले मजाले प्रयोग गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ। त्यसमा राखियो भने हाम्रो खाना जुन रुचिहरू छ, जुन रुचि भएन भने पनि हाम्रो चाहिँ शक्तिको लागि विशेष गरेर हामीलाई चाहिने इनर्जी यदि हामी लकडाउन डिप्रेसनमा छौँ भने त्यो पनि मरेर जाने अवस्था हुन्छ। र हाम्रो रुचि एपेटाइट चाहिँ हामी स्ट्रङ राख्यो भने यसले हामीलाई धेरै चाहिँ हदसम्म चाहिँ हाम्रो चाहिँ जुन यो डिप्रेस हुने कुरा या हामीलाई जुन इम्युनिटी बढाउने कुरो छ त्यसमा चाहिँ हानि पुर्याउन सक्छ। यस्तै चाहिँ हामीले दुधको चिया भन्दा पनि हामीले चाहिँ ब्ल्याक टीहरू, जुन ब्ल्याक टी पनि कस्तो बनाउनु पर्यो भने जुन हामीलाई सबैलाई थाहा छ, दालचिनी, सुकमेल, मरिचहरू र त्यसमा चाहिँ अलिकति टेस्टको लागि पनि हामीले त्यो निम्बुको रस, त्यस्तै चाहिँ त्यसमा हामीले चिनीको ठाउँमा गुड मिलाएर खायो भने यो एउटा चाहिँ सिरपको जस्तो प्रिपरेसन हुन्छ, जसले हार्मफुल छैन, यो अलरेडी टेस्टेड हो। यसमा कुनै किसिमको हामीले चाहिँ डराउनु पर्ने आवश्यकता आउँदैन र यो हामी प्र्याक्टिसमा गरिराखेका छौँ। त्यस्तै यो घरमा बस्दा
क्वेसन थियो हैन, कोभिड भइसकेपछि आयुर्वेदमा छ मेडिसिनहरु युज गर्न सक्छ?
Yes, I am coming to that point. Yeah. We have a fourth group that lockdown at the healthy person, lockdown in home, and that at the quarantine, isolation, and the positive cases. What we can do? We are coming to that point. Okay. Okay, Peter sir.
Sure,
so
sure.
Yeah, if we are feeling bad, we are not feeling healthy. In this condition, what we can do? In this condition, हामीले चाहिँ करिब त्यो मनतातो पानीहरू 2 देखि 3 लिटरहरू पानी चाहिँ हामीले मजाले पिउनु पर्ने हुन्छ। र यो भोक बढाउने कुराहरू जुन भोकको हामीलाई अस्वस्थता जुन फिल भइरहेछ त्यस्तोलाई चाहिँ हामीले यो खानामा चाहिँ हाम्रो डेली डिसेसमा हामीले अब हल्दी, टर्मेरिक सबैलाई थाहा छ, जिरा, मरिच, धनिया, दालचिनी, टिमुर, लसुन, यी चाहिँ हामीले आफ्नो किचनमा युज गर्नुपर्छ। यदि हामी अस्वस्थ फिल गरिरहेछौँ भने यस्ता प्रयोग गर्दाखेरि यसले हामीलाई इम्युनिटीको लागि चाहिँ फाइदा गर्छ भने इफ वी आर अल्सो फिलिङ ब्याड देन हामीले चाहिँ यो सरसोको तेल या तिलको तेलहरू भन्ने गर्छौँ, त्यो तेल चाहिँ हामीले नाकमा र हाम्रो फेसहरूमा लगाउँदाखेरि यसले हामीलाई रिलिफ दिन्छ। त्यस्तै हामीलाई चाहिँ यो 1 चम्मच नुन राखेर पानी उमालेर त्यसबाट चाहिँ 3 देखि 4 चोटिसम्म चाहिँ हामीले गार्गल गर्नुपर्छ। यसले पनि के गर्छ भने हाम्रो चाहिँ फेरेन्जियल जुन हामी भन्छौँ ल्यारिन्जो फेरेन्जियल एरियामा बक्कल क्याभिटीमा यदि भाइरसहरूको कन्टेन्टहरू छ भने त्यसलाई क्लिन गर्ने गर्छ। त्यसको पपुलेसनलाई भेजिटेसनलाई चाहिँ रिड्युस गर्ने गर्छ, कम मात्रामा पार्ने काम गर्छ। त्यसले गर्दाखेरि र यसपछि चाहिँ हामीले यो चाहिँ अलरेडी टेस्टेड छ। अब यो ह्युमन बिङमा त टेस्ट गरेको छैन, तुलसी पनि यो कोभिडको लागि इफेक्टिभ देखेको छ। र यसको चाहिँ हामीले यस्तो अवस्थामा यो तुलसीहरू, दालचिनीहरू, मरिचहरू, काला किसमिस भन्छ, यो किसमिसको एउटा जात हो। हामी गुड भन्छौँ, अब हाम्रो तराई रिजनमा मिठा भन्छ, भेली भन्छ, त्यसको चाहिँ 3 ग्राम जतिको। र यसमा चाहिँ हामीले कागती अब यो निम्बु, हाम्रोतिर निम्बु भन्छ, बिजौरा निम्बु भन्छ, त्यसको आफ्नो पसन्द अनुसारको चाहिँ एउटा हामीले चाहिँ त्यो एउटा पेय पदार्थ जस्तो बनाएर यो पनि एउटा आयुर्वेदिक हर्बल कफ सिरप जस्तै प्रिपरेसन हो। यसको प्रयोग चाहिँ हामीले गर्यो भने त्यो चाहिँ जुन हामीलाई थकाइ लागेको या भनौँ न हाम्रो हात खुट्टा दुखेको अलि सन्चो भएन भन्ने जुन हाम्रो यो कोभिडमा चाहिँ यो पनि देखिराखेको लक्षण छ, त्यतिखेर यो हामीले प्रयोग गर्नुपर्छ भने वी आर इन द होम, पुरै हामी चाहिँ होममै लक भएका छौँ, त्यतिखेर चाहिँ हाम्रो यो चाहिँ नेचुरल एउटा फ्युमिगेसन गर्ने, घरलाई फ्युमिगेसन गर्ने, जसले गर्दाखेरि त्यो भाइरस यदि हाम्रो घरभित्र पनि हामी आफै पनि कोही न कोही फ्यामिली मेम्बर चाहिँ हामी यदि कन्टामिनेट के अरे इन्फेक्टेड भइरहेछौँ, त्यस्तो अवस्थामा घरमा हामी कसरी फ्युमिगेसन गर्ने, त्यसको लागि पनि एउटा हाम्रो ट्रेडिसनल मेडिसिनमा राम्रो हो यो चलेको छ। र आजकल हामी चाहिँ आफ्नै पूजाहरू घरमा गर्दाखेरि पनि त्यो कुराहरू हामी युज गर्छौँ, प्रायः जसो धुपन गर्ने गर्छौँ र होम गर्ने गर्छौँ, होम भन्छौँ हामीले, त्यस्तो किसिमको चाहिँ त्यो पूजाहरूमा युज गर्छौँ। त्यसमा विशेष गरेर हामीले निमको पत्ताहरू, बच भन्ने बच्चा भन्ने एउटा छ, सर्सो लसुन प्याजहरू राख्छौँ, तिल जौहरू राख्छौँ र यो धुप दिने धुप एउटा चाहिँ प्लान्ट हो यो, जसमा रेजिन हुन्छ, स्मेल हुन्छ र त्यो जलेपछि एकदमै स्मेल आउँछ त्यो। त्यस्तो किसिमको चाहिँ हामीले सकेसम्म आफ्नो कोठामा घरमा त्यसको किसिमले धुपन गऱ्यो भने यो पनि एउटा स्टरलाइजेसनको फ्युमिगेसन, दिस इज द आर्टिफिसियल, इट इज द नेचुरल फ्युमिगेसन। अहिले त हामीले हाइपोक्लोराइडहरू छरेर चाहिँ त्यो गर्ने गरिरहेछौँ, तर यो फ्युमिगेसन चाहिँ नेचुरल, यसबाट पनि हामी घरमा सबैको घरमा त्यो चाहिँ हाइपोक्लोराइडको चाहिँ सोल्युसन हुन सक्दैन या गर्न सक्दैन, तर हाम्रो लोकल रिसोर्सेसबाट यस्तो फ्युमिगेसन गऱ्यो भने त्यसले पनि भाइरसको लोड जुन हाम्रो घरभित्र छ त्यसलाई रिड्युस गर्ने काम गर्छ। यस्तै क्वारेन्टाइनमा हामी बसिसक्यौँ, अब क्वारेन्टाइनमा बस्ने अवस्था आयो भने त्यतिखेर चाहिँ माथिको सबै कुराहरू हामी गर्दै गर्दाखेरि पनि त्यो बाहेकका पनि हामीले जुन एउटा प्रिपरेसन हामीले भनिरहेछौँ, यो अहिले हामीले सबै पेसेन्टहरूलाई पनि प्रायः जसो युज गरिरहेछौँ। हामी आफै पनि आफ्नो हस्पिटलबाट चाहिँ यो ट्रिटमेन्टहरू दिइरहेछौँ। हाम्रो हस्पिटल चाहिँ आयुर्वेदा क्याम्पस एन्ड टिचिङ हस्पिटल त्रिभुवन विश्वविद्यालयको इन्स्टिच्युट अफ मेडिसिन अन्तर्गत छ, म त्यहाँ फ्याकल्टीको रूपमा छु। त्यहाँ पनि यो कोभिडको पेसेन्टहरू र यस्तै लक्षण लिएर कसैले सुँघ्न आएन भनेर के अरे अब त्यो मेमोरी लस भयो, रुगा लाग्यो, घाँटी खसखस गर्यो, जिउ पुरै दुख्या छ, हात खुट्टा गल्या छ, मलाई यस्तो आयुर्वेदबाट के हुनसक्छ, यस्तो किसिमले चाहिँ पेसेन्टहरू आइरहेछ, तिनीहरूलाई हामीले ट्रिट गरिरहेछौँ। त्यस्तो अवस्थामा यो गाइडलाइनमा हामीले यो चाहिँ बेसारको 1 चम्मच त्यही भेल भनेको मिठा भने मैले गुड दुधसँग 1 गिलास दुधसँग चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ यो खाली पेटमा बिहान बेलुका यसलाई खुवाउन सक्छौँ क्वारेन्टाइनमा। यो पनि एउटा इम्युनिटीको र त्यो भाइरसको लागि चाहिँ यो ठ्याक्कै मार्ने त होइन, तर पेसेन्टलाई हामीले के गर्छौँ भने पेसेन्टलाई नै त्यो भाइरस विरुद्ध र त्यस्तो इन्फेक्सन विरुद्ध उसलाई स्ट्रङ बनाउने गर्छौँ। यदि आइसोलेसनमा छ भने के गर्ने त, अब यो अलरेडी चाहिँ यो कुरो चाहिँ हाम्रो उसमा छ, जसरी कि बाफ लिनुपर्ने जरुरी देखिन्छ। जब हामीसँग रुगा खोकी लागेको छ, जिउ दुखिया छ, ज्वरो जस्तो सिम्टम छ, अब 100 फिभर आइरहेछ, त्यस्तो अवस्थामा चाहिँ हामीले बाफ लिने कुरो गर्छौँ। त्यसमा चाहिँ के गरौँ भने तुलसीको, अजवाइन हामी धेरै प्रयोग गरिराखेका छौँ, तेजपात हाम्रो घरभित्र हुन्छ, बेसार हाम्रो घरभित्र हुन्छ, यिनीहरूलाई बेसार 1 ग्राम राखेर यो पातहरू राखेर र त्यो जुन भेपर हुन्छ, जुन चाहिँ त्यसमा हुने इसेन्सियल आइलको भेपर हुन्छ, त्यसको भेपरको चाहिँ हामीले पानीको 3 देखि 7 मिनटसम्म 3 देखि 4 पल्ट चाहिँ हामीले बाफ लिने गर्नुपर्ने देखिन्छ यसमा। र नुन पानीको जुन हाम्रो एउटा मिश्रण छ त्यसको पटक पटक चाहिँ 4 देखि 5 सम्म कुला गर्ने र यथेष्ट चाहिँ 3 देखि 4 चोटि तपाईँको 4 लिटरसम्म 2 देखि 3 लिटर या 4 लिटरसम्म यथेष्ट पानी चाहिँ हामीले पिउनु पर्ने हुन्छ, किनभने यसमा फेबर पनि हुन्छ। र केही आयुर्वेदिक प्रिपरेसनहरू छ, त्यस्तो प्रिपरेसनहरू के छ भने यो चाहिँ नेपालको हरेक औषधि पसलहरूमा एभाइलेबल छ। हामीले आफैले पनि पेसेन्टलाई यो चाहिँ एभाइलेबल गराइरहेछौँ र हामी यो प्रिस्क्रिप्सनमा दिइरहेछौँ। एउटा लङको भनेको लवङ्गादीपट्टि छ, त्यो हामीले चाहिँ 1 गोली 3 देखि 4 पटकसम्म दिने गर्छौँ, जो कन्ट्राक्टेड छ। जुन अहिले डाक्टर पङ्कजले भन्नुभयो, हामीले चाहिँ माइल्ड टु मोडरेट पेसेन्टलाई पनि घर पठाइरहेछौँ। त्यस्तो अवस्थामा वास्तवमा भन्ने हो भने हामीले क्लिनिकल ट्रायल जुन गरेका थियौँ माइल्ड टु मोडरेट केसमा गरेको थियौँ र त्यो डाटा कम्प्लिट भइसकेको छैन र फेरि त्यो अब भोलि पर्सिदेखि जनकपुर र वीरगञ्जमा सुरु हुँदैछ। मैले चाहिँ यहाँ वीरगञ्जमा चाहिँ डाक्टर उदयलाई कन्ट्याक्ट गरेको थिएँ, त्यहाँ अहिले एकजना कोअर्डिनेटर हुनुहुन्छ, नयाँ कोअर्डिनेटर हुनुभएको छ। अब हाम्रो डाक्टर सञ्जयसँग कन्ट्याक्ट हुन पाएन, अब डाक्टर पङ्कज यहाँ छ, हुनसक्छ डाक्टर पङ्कजसँग सक्छ। परवेज अन्सारी हुनुहुन्छ,
परवेज,
परवेज अनि प्रमोद सराफ डाक्टर साहबसँग चाहिँ कुरो भएको छ, त्यो पोस्टल गर्यो, अहिले फेरि सुरु हुँदैछ त्यहाँ, सायद भोलिदेखि फेरि सुरु हुन्छ। अब यस्तो अवस्थामा
एउटा क्विक क्वेसन है, यो मैले उहाँले भन्नुभएको कुरा मलाई ठिक लागिरहेछ। जस्तै अब माइल्ड मोडरेट केस जुन चाहिँ हामी घर पठाइरहेछौँ, त्यस्तोमा के गरेर कोअर्डिनेट गर्न सक्छौँ हामी हस्पिटलसँग या जुन प्रोभाइडरहरूले जसले चाहिँ डायग्नोज गरिरहेछन्, घर पठाइरहेछन्, ताकि यो आयुर्वेदिक यो जुन अब इस्टाब्लिस्ड उहाँले भन्नुभएको इस्टाब्लिस्ड कुराहरू छ त्यो चाहिँ युज गर्न सकौँ। त्यो चाहिँ कसरी हामी गरेर अब वीरगञ्ज, नेपालगञ्ज, रूपन्देही, कपिलवस्तु जस्तो ठाउँहरूमा कसरी कोअर्डिनेट गरेर त्यो कुराहरू चाहिँ हामी अब कि त एउटा के गर्न सकिन्छ, एउटा उहाँले एउटा प्रिन्टेड फर्म गरेर हस्पिटलमा पठाउन सक्नुहुन्छ होइन, यस्तो यस्तो हाम्रो प्र्याक्टिस छ, एटलिस्ट यो दिएर पठाम पेसेन्टलाई, एउटा कागज दियो भने त उसले बुझिहाल्छ नि होइन, के गरेर कोअर्डिनेट गर्न सकिन्छ भन्ने मलाई त्यस्तो लागिरहेछ।
अर्को कुरा मैले के दिन सकिन्छ भन्दाखेरि जस्तो कि डाक्टर पङ्कजले, डाक्टर राजेशले भन्नुभयो नि, माइल्ड टु मोडरेट केसेसहरूलाई हामीले घर पठाउने, त्यस्तो बिरामीहरूलाई आयुर्वेदमा रिफरल गर्न मिल्छ। डाक्टर पटेललाई या त्यो एरियामा होमियोप्याथ वा आयुर्वेदिक डाक्टरहरूलाई त्यो पठायो भने आई डोन्ट थिङ्क इट हैन।
अब एज अ रिफरल पनि यदि सबैलाई हेर्न सक्नुहुन्न भने, यदि उहाँहरूको एउटा स्ट्यान्डर्ड बनिसकेको छ भने, ल माइल्ड मोडरेट केसमा यो गर्न सकिन्छ भन्ने एउटा लिफलेट जस्तो बनाएर त्यो प्रिन्ट गर्न कति नै पैसा पर्छ र होइन, एउटा बनाएर एक एक बन्डल हस्पिटलहरुमा पठाइदियो भने एउटा कागज दिएपछि त पुगिहाल्छ नि उसलाई।
Yes, Dr.
We can take that initiative from ANTA's part.
Yeah, हामीले यो त्यो एउटा गर्न सकिन्छ। जस्तै अब यो उहाँले भन्नुभएको कुरा ठिक छ, तपाईले भन्नु हाम्रो कुरा त ठिक छ, तर अब मलाई लागेको कुरा भने हामीले के गर्न सक्छौं जसले गर्दा चाहिँ त्यहाँको यस्तो भयावह अवस्थामा हाम्रोबाट चाहिँ के हुन सक्छ हैन। यो कुराहरु त छँदै छन्, अब जति कुरा गरे नि कुराको कुरा गरे कुरैको दुःख भन्छन् हैन। तर यो हामीले के गर्न सक्छौं जसले गर्दा यो डाक्टर चौधरी जस्तो मान्छेहरुलाई, डाक्टर पटेलहरुलाई सजिलो हुन्छ कि हामी यहाँ बसी अब हैन डिस्कसन गर्नु र के भइराछ जान्नु त इम्पोर्टेन्ट छ। उहाँहरुले एकदमै राम्रो काम गर्नु भएको छ हैन, उहाँहरु त्यहाँ भइदिनु नै त्यहाँको लागि ठुलो कुरा हो। तर के हामीले गर्न सक्छौं जसले गर्दा त्यहाँको अलिकति पनि पीडा कम होस्, अलिकति पनि मान्छे जो चाहिँ 10 जना मर्ने ठाउँमा 9 जना मात्रै मर्दियो भने पनि अलिकति भने पनि सजिलो हुन्छ के।
यस केसमा चाहिँ जुन हामीले प्रिभियस जुन लास्ट इयरमा जुन हामीले गरेका थियौँ हाम्रो धेरै राम्रो थियो। 0.7 फेटालिटी मोर्टालिटी रेट थियो। हामी धेरै खुसी थियौँ अमेरिकाको कम्पेयरमा, इटलीको कम्पेयरमा। वी वर भेरी ह्याप्पी द्याट टाइम। बट अहिले चाहिँ 1.2 को फेटालिटी रेट गइसकेको छ र यो इनिसियल छ र मिनिस्ट्रीमा नै अब हामीले प्रेजेन्ट गर्दाखेरि त्यतिखेर पनि भगवान फुला र डाक्टरहरू पनि हुनुहुन्थ्यो। त्यतिखेर हामीले भनेका थियौँ अमेरिका जस्तो नेपालमा स्थिति भयो भने हामी को बच्छौँ थाहा छैन हैन। र अहिले इन्डियाको स्थिति हेर्दाखेरि पनि सायद त्यो धेरै पेनफुल छ। यो चाहिँ अब उनीहरू त हामीभन्दा धेरै राम्रो हेल्थ केयर सिस्टममा छ, हामी त धेरै पुवर स्टेजमा। अहिले नै डाक्टर पङ्कज र त्यहाँ हाम्रो चाहिँ डाक्टर राजेशले चाहिँ ग्राउन्ड रिपोर्ट दिँदाखेरि अक्सिजन छैन। हामी काठमाडौँमा बस्दाखेरि पनि रेमडेसिभिर भिआइपीले पाइराखेको छैन। अब म आफै नेपाल हेल्थ रिसर्च काउन्सिलको आयुर्वेदा सेक्टरमा रिसर्च सेक्टर हेरिरहेको छु। त्यहाँ चाहिँ यो चाहिँ हामी एनएचआरसीले नै हामीसँग चाहिँ त्यो रेमडेसिभिरको अवस्था छैन, उपलब्ध गराउन सक्ने अवस्था छैन भने अक्सिजनको त कुरै एकदमै बेहाल छ यो स्थिति चाहिँ। र यहाँलाई नेपालगञ्जको केस हेर्दाखेरि सुन्नु भएको होला, करिब 2 दिनसम्म चाहिँ त्यो बिरामीले 42 सेचुरेसन अक्सिजन सेचुरेसन आउँदाखेरि पनि अक्सिजन सिलिन्डर नपाउँदाखेरि त्यो कराई चाहिँ डेथ भएको छ। त्यो कोहलपुरको मेडिकल कलेजमा त्यो स्थिति आएको थियो। त यो स्थिति भेरी पेन छ। र डाक्टर प्रेमले भने जस्तै यो चाहिँ हामीले अलरेडी एप्रुभड गाइडलाइन प्रोटोकल छ जुन मिनिस्ट्रीको वेबसाइटमा अलरेडी यो अपलोड छ। र यो कुराहरू जुन मैले अघि भनिरहेको छु, म आई एम द वान अफ द मेजर कन्ट्रिब्युटर टु ड्राफ्ट दिस गाइडलाइन एन्ड प्रोटोकल एट द्याट लास्ट।
धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद त्यसको लागि।
अनि जुन मैले यहाँहरूलाई बताउने गर्छु जुन इफेक्टिभ ड्रगहरू छ यसमा, जुन मैले 2-3वटा जुन मैले आफै प्र्याक्टिसमा गरिराखेको छु, म आफै पेसेन्टलाई प्रिस्क्राइब गरिराखेको छु माइल्ड टु मोडरेट केसेसहरूमा। र यो जुन चाहिँ सिम्प्टोमेटिक छैन, एसिम्प्टोमेटिकमा प्रिभेन्टिभ रूपमा, त्यसमा अर्को पनि त्यो दशमूल भन्ने चाहिँ यसमा के छ भने यो धेरै एस्टेरोइड पनि हुँदो रहेछ यसमा फाइटोकेमिकलको रूपमा, जसरी चाहिँ एन्टिपाइरेटिक पनि हुँदो रहेछ, एन्टी इन्फ्लामेटरी पनि हुँदो रहेछ, एन्टिब्याक्टेरियल एन्टिभाइरल पनि प्रोपर्टीहरू मोडर्नको हिसाबले हेर्दाखेरि हुने रहेछ। र यस्तो अवस्थामा चाहिँ हामीले प्रयोग गर्दाखेरि त्यसमा चाहिँ म आफै पनि पोजिटिभ हुँदाखेरि मैले पारासिटामोल र मसँग फिभर थियो, पेन थियो, ब्याक पेनहरू थियो, हस्पिटलमा चाहिँ जनकपुर हस्पिटल भिजिट गर्दाखेरि त्यहाँ पेसेन्टको चाहिँ मैले एसेसमेन्ट गर्दाखेरि त्यतिखेर म इन्फेक्टेड भएँ, म क्लोज भएँ र त्यतिखेर मिसले मैले मास्क चाहिँ मेरो नाकबाट खुस्क्यो र त्यो मलाई लाग्छ कि त्यतिखेर म इन्फेक्टेड हुन पुगेँ। र यसमा चाहिँ जुन अहिले हामीले ट्रायल गरिरहेको छौँ नेपाल स्वास्थ्य अनुसन्धान परिषद, नेपाल हेल्थ रिसर्च काउन्सिलबाट, यसमा एउटा एसटी मधु भन्ने प्लान्ट छ जसलाई ग्लाइसिराइजिन भन्छ, ग्लाइकोराइज भन्छ, ग्लाइकोराइज भनेर यो अमेरिकातिर पनि चकलेटको रूपमा धेरै फेमस छ। यसले चाहिँ एउटा गर्ने के भने यो हाइपरटेन्सनलाई लङ टर्म 6 मन्थभन्दा बढी युज गर्यो भने हाइपरटेन्सन गराउन सक्छ। र यो डायबेटिकमा हामीले चलाउँदैनौँ, हाम्रो जुन अहिले ट्रायल पनि भइरहेको छ त्यसमा चाहिँ हामी एक्सक्लुड गरेका छौँ, यसलाई यो एक्सक्लुजन क्राइटेरियामा राखेका छौँ यो पेसेन्टहरूलाई। र यो चाहिँ पिपला, मरिच र सुठो, सुठो भनेको हामी अदुवालाई भन्छौँ, हाम्रो आफ्नो भोजपुरी भाषामा अदुवा हो। र यो मरिच पनि छ त्यसमा पाइपरिन भन्ने केमिकल छ। र यो एसटी मधु भन्ने छ जुन ग्लाइसिराइजा ग्लाब्रा छ, त्यसमा ग्लाइसिराइजिन भन्ने छ, ग्लाइसिराइजिक एसिड भन्ने छ। त्यो चाहिँ 2013 को जुन कोभिड थियो त्यतिखेर चाहिँ यो त्यो भाइरसमा यसको परीक्षण भइसकेको छ सेल लेभलमा र त्यसमा इफेक्टिभ देखेको थियो। अहिले चाहिँ यो प्लान्टको जुन मोलिकुलर डकिङ भएको छ, यो टोकियो र यो आइआइटी बम्बेले यो डकिङ गरेको थियो र कोभिडको जुन प्रोटिनहरू छ र यसको प्रोटिन, यसको जुन केमिकलहरू छ त्यसमा 12वटा साइटमा चाहिँ यो उसको कोभिडको प्रोटिन्सलाई बाइन्ड गरिराखेको छ। त्यसैको आधारमा यो ट्रायल हामीले अगाडि बढाएका छौँ र करिब करिब हामी 50 जना भन्दा बढीमा यो ट्रायल गरिसकेका छौँ, पेसेन्ट लिइसकेका छौँ। त्यसमा इभेन चाहिँ त्यो बेला माइल्ड टु मोडरेट केसेसहरूमा दिँदाखेरि हाम्रो पेसेन्ट चाहिँ कुनै पनि 2टा पेसेन्ट एक्सक्लुड हुनु पर्यो, विथड्रल गर्नु पर्यो, अरू पेसेन्ट त्यो पनि डायबेटिक पेसेन्टमा हामीले यो चलाइदिएको थियो, हाम्रो जुन साइट इन्भेस्टिगेटर थियो त्यसले चलाइदिएको थियो। अब त्यो गर्दाखेरि हामीले 2 बाहेक अरू पेसेन्टहरू जुन अब डाक्टर पङ्कजलाई यो धेरै राम्रो थाहा होला, त्यहाँ न्युजहरूमा, बिजनेसको न्युजहरूमा यो आइराखेको छ। इभेन डाक्टर सराफ, डाक्टर परवेजहरू, they are appreciating for this and they are demanding again the product to their patient. त्यो चाहिँ हामी धेरै छिटै चाहिँ त्यहाँ अब यहाँ बनाउन चाहिँ हाम्रो यहाँ नेपालमा काठमाडौँमा गभर्नमेन्ट लेभलको फार्मास्युटिकल कम्पनी छ सिंहदरबार वैदिखाना, त्यहाँ प्रिपरेसनको लागि हामी रिक्वेस्ट गरिरहेका छौँ र मेटेरियल सर्टेज पनि भइराखेको छ अहिले मार्केटमा। अब अलिकति अब भन्नु पर्दाखेरि यो नमिठो र
पटेल यो औषधि जुन छ नि माइल्ड टु मोडरेट डिजिजमा ट्रिट गर्ने, यो हामीले कसरी प्रोभाइड गर्न सक्छौँ? यो जस्तो कि हस्पिटलमा प्रोभाइड गर्यो भने यो जस्तो कि पेसेन्ट आउँछन् हैन, अनि आयो भने माइल्ड टु मोडरेट केसेस छ, अनि आफ्टर इभ्यालुएसन we can give the list of this medication.
यसको लागि चाहिँ हामीले एउटा मेकानिजम बनाउनु पर्ने हुन्छ। कुनै एउटै व्यक्तिले यो सम्भव छैन। जसरी हाम्रो क्लस्टरहरू जनकपुर, वीरगञ्ज, विराटनगर कसरी क्लस्टर बनाउनु, त्यो क्लस्टरमा हामीले कोभिड पेसेन्टहरूलाई कसरी एप्रोच गर्ने र कसरी डिस्ट्रिब्युट गर्ने, त्यो सायद एउटा मेकानिजम बनाएर, किनभने यो ट्रायलमा हुँदा पनि हामीले त्यसलाई आफ्नो पेटेन्टको लागि या आफ्नो प्रोप्राइटीको लागि सेक्रेट गरेर राखेका छैनौँ। दिस प्रिपरेसन आर ओपन फर अल पिपल फर द युज। यो चाहिँ अहिले मानवीयताको कुरो हो, कुनै अनुसन्धानको, रिसर्चको या साइन्टिस्टको कुनै एउटा चाहिँ आफ्नो उसको कुरो होइन, यसबाट मैले एउटा उ गरौँ भनेर, त्यो अहिले मानवताको हिसाबले पनि यसलाई हामीले प्रयोग गर्ने अवस्था छ। र यसमा अरू
Dr. Patel, since we are running out of time, we have I'm so sorry to I would like to have the details of what Dr. Patel was talking in a printed format, and ANTA would bear the cost of the printing expenses. And we can provide.
Matter, man. I am also a job holder. I have.
No, I'm not saying. No. It's not about you, Patel, sir. I was saying as a non-profit, we can, that flyer could be distributed in all the hospitals. I was talking about the flyer.
Okay.
I was talking
डाक्टर
about
पटेल धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद। यसको यो चाहिँ एउटा प्रिन्टेड फर्ममा अब ठाउँ ठाउँमा पठाइदियो भने मान्छेले एक्सेस गरेर पाएर एटलिस्ट घरै पनि यो युज गर्न सक्यो भने चाहिँ अब यो तपाईले भन्नुभएको धेरै जसो कुराहरू चाहिँ घरमा एभाइलेबल हुन्छ, घरैमा युज गरेर बस्यो भने पनि धेरै मान्छे अब नेपालमा चाहिँ अब अनडायग्नोज धेरै नै मान्छे छन् जसले चाहिँ यो युज गर्न सक्छ।
एभ्री फ्यामिली एकजना दुईजना छन् अहिले त्यस्तो स्थिति
सबै ठाउँमा छन्,
रिपोर्ट आइराखेको छ।
हजुर हजुर।
I will clarify one more time, Dr. Patel. I don't want you to have any kind of, miscommunication between what I said to you. I meant the alternative medicines and the ways to take care of mild and, a little bit of a situation where you think, you can do it at home.
And I think that can make big difference. That may be able to make big, and it's not with very less cost. Costly पनि छैन, त्यसमाथि धेरै accessibility हुन सक्छ भने तपाईले भन्नुभएको कुरा धेरै छ, धेरै राम्रो छ। धन्यवाद।
Very accessible and very cheap.
The flyer, if you can help us, Dr. Patel, in compiling the information, we would, get guidance from you in compiling the information, and we will distribute, and ANTA will, will look after the details, what is going in it, and we will distribute in all the hospitals in the hardest hit areas, including private hospitals. So that's the initiative. I think we are derived from your presentation.
एउटा अर्को कुरा जुन चाहिँ मलाई भन्न मन लागिरहेको थियो, जस्तै डाक्टर चौधरी, मलाई चाहिँ लाग्छ डाक्टर चौधरीले यसमा चाहिँ इनिसिएटिभ लिन सक्नुहुन्छ कि मैले धेरै जसो देखा ठाउँमा मान्छेले अब प्र्याक्टिस चाहिँ राम्रो गरिरहेको जस्तो लाग्दैन के। यो एजिथ्रोमाइसिन, ब्रोड स्पेक्ट्रम एन्टिबायोटिक छ्यापछ्याप्ती अननेसेसरी युज भइरहेको छ हैन। जस्तै अब कुन केसमा डेक्सामेथासोन मात्र दिने हो, कुनमा चाहिँ रेमडेसिभिर दिने हो, कुन केसमा टारिनोल मात्र दिएर गर्न सकिन्छ भने त्यसको पनि एउटा ब्रिफ, एउटा सानो गाइडलाइन जस्तो बनाएर एटलिस्ट त्यो कसरी हुन्छ यो एडुकेट गर्न पायो भने पनि हुन्छ जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई। कोहीलाई एकदमै छ्यापछ्याप्ती यो एन्टिबायोटिकहरुको अननेसेसरी युज भइरहेको जस्तो देखिरहेको छु मैले।
यस, डाक्टर प्रेमले भनेको कुरा एकदम सही छ। यहाँ जसलाई पनि चाहिँ एमोक्सिसिलिन दिइदिउँ, एजिथ्रोमाइसिन दिइदिउँ, त्यस्तो भइरहेछ।
एमोक्सिसिलिन मात्रै मैले भ्यान्कोमाइसिन र सेफिप्रिन छ्यापछ्याप्ती देखिरहेको छु। प्लस जसलाई सिम्पटोमेटिकली इम्प्रुभ भइरहेको छ, 10 दिन भइसक्यो ट्रिटमेन्ट भएको, अलिअलि खोकी लाग्यो अनि ल सिटी स्क्यान गरायो भने हाम्रो सिटी स्क्यानको रिजल्ट देखाउन आउँछन् मलाई, ग्राउन्ड ग्लास अपासिटी रहेछ, उसलाई खोकी ठिक भइसक्यो, ज्वरो ठिक भइसक्यो, अब के गर्ने त भन्छन्। अनि अब हाम्रो अब अप टु डेट गाइडलाइन्समा त छैन त्यस्तो। अब मान्छे सिम्पटोमेटिक बेड छ भने किन इमेजिङ गर्नु पर्यो, त्यो सब कुरा अब कसरी तपाईले अब आफ्नो वरिपरिको मान्छेलाई अलिकति एडुकेट गर्नु पर्यो हैन। जस्तै अब तपाईले त्यो सब गर्नु पर्यो जस्तो लाग्छ। एटलिस्ट हाम्रो तराईको कम्युनिटीमा मेजर पार्ट अफ पपुलेसन नेपालको तराईमै छ हेर्नुस् हैन। अब वीरगञ्ज, जनकपुर, नेपालगञ्ज, रूपन्देही, कपिलवस्तु यो मिलाएर यदि त्यहाँको डाक्टरहरूलाई अलिकति एउटा सानो दिन सिएमई टाइपको दिन सक्यो भने 1-2 घण्टाको केही गरी सबैले त्यसको पनि त्यो इनिसिएटिभ कसैले लिन सक्यो भने मलाई लाग्छ कि त्यो इट विल बी हेल्पफुल। किनभने आफ्नो अब यो एकदम नयाँ कुरा हो यो कोभिड भन्ने कुरा, यसको चेन्ज डेली आइरहेको छ, डेली भइरहेछ। त्यही पनि मान्छेले ओल्ड स्कुल प्र्याक्टिस गर्नु भएन, अपडेटेड गाइडलाइन्स युज गर्नु पर्यो। अनि अब त्यो गरेर अलिकति कम गर्न सकिन्छ कि ओभर ट्रिटमेन्ट बाट बच्न सकिन्छ कि पेसेन्टहरूलाई अब अनवान्टेड लोड हुन्छ नि त, फाइनेन्सियल लोड पनि हुन्छ, प्लस एन्टिबायोटिक रेजिस्टेन्स जस्तो कुरा आउँछ, अरू कम्प्लिकेसन हुन्छ। अब बिरामीले गर्दा केही नहोला, अब एन्टिबायोटिकको एफेक्टले गर्दा मान्छे बिरामी भएर फेरि हस्पिटल जानुपर्ने हुनसक्छ होला। त्यो बचाउनलाई पनि एउटा केही गरी अब एउटा सानो सिएमई गर्न सकिन्छ। जस्तै डाक्टर विकासको अब एक्सेस छ भने उताको डाक्टरहरूसँग अलिकति सानो 1-2 घण्टाको राम्रो अपडेट राख्न सकिन्छ कि that will be something that we should look for.
Overuse of नयाँ कुरा चाहिँ छैन, यो चाहिँ म भन्न चाहन्छु। ओभरयुज अफ मेडिसिन खास गरी नट ओन्ली तराईमा, मधेसमा, मैले चाहिँ नेपालकै पपुलेसनमा हेरेछु। केही भयो भने फर्स्ट अफ अल उहाँहरू डक्टरकोमा जाँदैनन्, फर्स्ट अफ अल एचएकोमा वा हुन्छ नि फार्मेसी स्टोरहरुमा उहाँहरुसँग मेडिसिन लिन्छन् डाक्टरकोमा जाने भनेको लास्ट एउटा त्यो मात्रै हो त्यही भएर मलाई लाग्छ कि तपाईले भनेको कुरा 100% ट्रू हो तर फर्स्ट अफ अल यो अवेयरनेस लाउनु पर्यो कि इफ यु हैव समथिङ रङ जस्ट गो टु द डाक्टर फर्स्ट डोन्ट गो टु द फार्मेसी स्टोर
डाक्टरले सबैलाई ट्रिट गर्न सक्ने त्यस्तो उ पनि छैन नि त नेपालमा त्यत्रो डाक्टर पनि छैनन् त्यति एक्सेसिबल पनि छैन अब सानो ज्वरोको लागि फार्मासिस्टकोमा गएर टाइलेनोल सिटामोल लिनलाई चाहिँ डाक्टर जानु त पर्दैन जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई हैन अमेरिका जस्तो अब डाक्टर पपुलेसन रेसियो छैन तर अब सास फेर्न गाह्रो भयो भने चाहिँ फार्मासिस्टकोमा जाने हैन के इनहेलर लिनलाई त्यो भन्न खोजेको त्यो छँदैछ तर अहिलेको सिनेरियोमा हामीले के गरेर डिफरेन्स ल्याउन सक्छौं भन्ने मात्रै मलाई लागिरहेछ त्यसमा चाहिँ आई थिंक एउटा सानो सीएमई जुन चाहिँ 1-2 घण्टाको सेमिनार राखौं अनि सकेसम्म तराईको अब जो पुरा पूर्वदेखि पश्चिमको तराईको डाक्टरहरुलाई अब उहाँहरु अत्यन्तै बिजी हुनुहुन्छ उहाँलाई अब सेमी मनी दिएर भए पनि हुन्छ के इन्सेन्टिभ दिएर हुन्छ उहाँहरुलाई बोलाम 1-2 घण्टाको राम्रो टक राखौं के गर्न सकिन्छ उहाँहरुलाई प्लस एउटा कुरा चाहिँ उहाँहरु सेफ हुन अहिलेको अवस्थामा हाम्रो यति थोरै डाक्टर छन् त्यहाँ उहाँहरु सेफ हुन एकदमै जरुरी छ मैले देखिरहेको छु एकदमै अनसेफ प्र्याक्टिस पनि भइरहेछ पीपीई कसरी अवेलेबल दिन सकिन्छ उहाँहरुले पेशेन्ट नहेरिकन डाइरेक्ट नहेरिकन अब भिडियो कन्फरेन्सिङबाट हेर्ने हो कि अथवा एउटा सिसा राखेर माइकबाट हेर्ने हो कि उहाँहरुलाई बचाउनु पर्यो प्लस उहाँहरुले राम्रो प्र्याक्टिस गर्न सक्नु पर्यो अब त्यो कसरी हुन्छ अब त्यो मैले एउटा कुरा थ्रो मात्रै गर्दिएको मैले यसमा जे गर्न सक्छु मैले आफ्नो तर्फबाट गर्न तयार छु तर यो गरम भन्ने जस्तो मलाई लागिरहेछ
And I would like to add from ANTA's part, Dr. Prem Shukla has become our life member and his initiative is much appreciated and what he just spoke, I truly appreciate. Let's mobilize our community in the most impactful way by just saying it's not enough. Webinars have happened, but let's do
something that is impactful. I mean, let's make some difference.
And we have another another ANTA member who is from West Nepal, Tulisha ji. He is also there. So our community is, they have to come forward, give us plan, give us ideas, and then take ANTA into it, and we will be doing our part. So I think, I truly appreciate Dr. Shukla of your, some suggestions which are really impactful. So Vikas ji, now we are getting sense of the situation back home, that it is indeed dire. The media has, been biased, and we cannot, blame them. We have our own people and, we need to listen to their plight through their Facebook posts. And when they say that there are issues back home, we have to trust them and work for them. So I think we should be concluding in a way that what is Bikaji has thought to conclude something which should summarize efforts, situation, and some constructive feedback for the doctor community over there and the government, of course. So Bikaji, over to you.
Thank you, Madam President. So it was indeed a great discussions and, a lot of thoughtful recommendation came through. So thank you everyone for speaking your mind. So I think we all agree that before that, I forgot, Dr. Rajesh wanted to say something earlier, he got cut off. So I'll let Dr. Rajesh say, he was trying to say something earlier.
Yeah, thank you, Bikaji. I think I totally agree with Dr. Shukla regarding the suggestions he made. And I think that is the part where your organization can really help because with the experience from last 1 year, the doctors, they have developed lots of guidelines, lots of, and most of the good centers, they are following that, but all the centers, they are not able to implement that due to due to their own problems. So maybe in that scenario, हजुरहरुको उताको experience र यताको experience के चाहिँ problem face गरिरहेको छ ground level मा, अब guidelines हरु त्योहरु चाहिँ एउटा लेभलमा हुन्छ तर प्र्याक्टिकल्ली त्यो इम्प्लिमेन्ट गर्न सकिराखेको हुँदैन डिफ्रेन्ट ल्याक अफ रिसोर्सेसले गर्दाखेरि पनि सो त्यस्तो सिनेरियोमा चाहिँ मेबी those webinars, those seminars where you can interact with the doctors who are working in the ground level and scientific discussion सँगसँगै what are the practical problems भन्ने कुरा identify गरेर maybe your organization can really help on that. Simple resources जस्तो PPE को कुरा गर्नुभयो अथवा अरू अब medicines maybe you can provide some medicines which are really needed. अब त्योहरु चाहिँ त्यस्तो कुराहरु चाहिँ के चाहिँ साच्चै चाहिएको छ भन्ने कुरा आइडेन्टिफाई गरेर
अर्को एउटा इम्पोर्टेन्ट चीज चाहिँ हामीले के गर्न सकिन्छ भन्दा जस्तै हामीसँग एकदमै लिमिटेड रिसोर्सेस लिमिटेड नम्बर अफ डक्टर्स छन् तराईमा त्यो पनि मेन ठुलो शहरमा 10 15 20 जना त्यो पनि एकदमै हाई रिस्क सिचुएसनमा काम गरे उहाँहरुलाई अब कसरी पेपर दिन मिल्छ कि अब एक जनालाई एक वटा पेपर एउटा आफ्नो पर्सनल प्रोवाइड गर्न मिल्छ कि हामीले हैन प्लस एजुकेसन अलिकति उहाँहरुले मलाई लाग्छ इम्पावर गर्न अहिलेको अवस्थामा एकदमै जरुरी छ इम्पावर प्लस सेफ राख्न प्रोटेक्ट गर्नलाई म त्यो ठाउँमा भएको भए मैले त्यही एक्सपेक्ट गर्थेँ होला धेरै अरु कुरा गर्नु भन्दा पनि
Thank you, Dr. Shukla. I think I think we have 5 minutes left. So again, thank you all for joining us, and a lot came out of this group, and I truly appreciate everybody coming up with great recommendations. So I think what we to conclude and summarize, I think what we take away from this webinar is, one, the situation is quite dire back home, with epicenter being some places in Tarai, Birganj and far western area, and they really need our help. So the way we can help, we can help our own peers who are working in this situation with lack of protective equipments. So that is one area where ANTA can help provide PPE to the providers who are working with COVID patient. The other thing that I hear is, although we did a lot of educative webinar last year, surprisingly and unfortunately, we did not get, that much of a COVID infections last year. So I think it's about time that we reach out to our colleagues and peers back home and provide a webinar on, latest on COVID treatment and how they can triage and the guidelines that we have developed here that might work there. So that might help once we share these guidelines, that might help them triage this patient better, treat them better, and of course standardize the protocol. Mm-hmm. The other thing that came out of this webinar is certainly in some specific patients with mild to moderate disease, we can potentially have them see an Ayurvedic doctor and give them a list of medication that might boost their immunity and help them through that process. And finally, I think awareness is the key. Awareness in the community, awareness, to the physician peers and the patients all together. This might help curb down the COVID numbers. I know we have talked about preventative methods multiple times, but I think we need to continue to educate the mass. And from government side, I think they are certainly working hard as hard they could. And I don't want to go into all the politics, but I'm sure that they're working through getting resources like medications, remdesivir, or vaccinating the population, or providing more ICU. But we also understand that we are a resource limited country, and we do what we best could. So with this, I would hand over to Madam President and have her give her the final note on closure.
Before I finish, I would like someone who had raised Ashok Mandalji. Yes. So, because of the time constraint, another 5 to 6 minutes, we would like everyone, those who would like to speak, please, be, cognizant of time. You can speak up Hindi mein boliye, Maithili mein baith sake chi, Nepali mein baith sake chi. Feel free to speak in any language. but be cognizant of professional people's time. And with that, I would let it be a free flow for some time. Please express yourself, those who want to say, but 1 minute to 1.5 minutes, please. Ashok Mandalji.
नमस्ते सबैजनालाई, म अशोक मण्डल डाक्टर विष्णु पटेल सरको रिकमेन्डेसनमा म यहाँ आएको हो। उहाँले सजेस्ट गर्नुभयो हजुरहरूको वेबिनारको बारेमा। अनि डाक्टर पटेललाई थाहा छ म फार्मासिस्ट बाइ प्रोफेसन हो। हजुरहरूले यहाँ गरेको कुरो सबै मैले सुनिरहेको थिएँ, सबै कुरो मैले बुझेँ। तर नेपाल जस्तो कन्ट्रीमा म यो भन्न चाहन्छु कि यो इनिसिएसन डाइरेक्टली पेसेन्ट टु डक्टर एकदम गाह्रो छ म्याम। तपाईँहरूले भनेको पनि कुरो ठिकै हो। अब डक्टरको यहाँ गयो भने एक त स्कार्सिटी हस्पिटल एसेसेबल छैन, त्यो माथि इजली हामीले चाहिँ डक्टरको रेकमेन्डेसन या केही पाउन गाह्रो छ यो समयमा। त्यसैले फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी हामीले जुन भन्छौँ फर्स्ट लाइनर चाहिँ अहिले फार्मासिस्ट नै भएको छ। म आफै फार्मेसी प्रोफेसनमा पनि छु र नेचुरल प्रोडक्ट रिसर्च ल्याबोरेटरीमा काम पनि गरिरहेको छु। अनि त्यसैले म यो भन्न चाहन्छु सबैलाई कि अल्टिमेट यो सबैको निवारण के हो भन्दाखेरि अवेरनेस टु द पेसेन्ट, अवेरनेस टु द कमन पिपल। यदि यो हामीले गर्न सक्यौँ भने यो ट्रिटमेन्टको प्याटर्न, ड्रग प्रिस्क्रिप्सनको प्याटर्न अहिले म के देखिरहेको छु भन्दाखेरि फार्मासिस्ट भन्दा डक्टर भन्दा पनि पेसेन्टहरू आफै जाने बुझेका छन्। फार्मेसीमा आउँछ, डक्टरकोमा जान्छ, डक्टरले कुनै मेडिसिन लेखिदियो भने होइन म यो खाँदैन, योले मलाई ठिक हुन्छ, तपाईँले यो दिएर हुँदैन, त्यस्तो पनि भन्छन्। म अहिले यस्तो कोभिडको टाइममा पनि फार्मेसी प्र्याक्टिस गरिरहेको छु। म के हेर्छु भन्दाखेरि विदाउट डक्टर प्रिस्क्रिप्सन उनीहरू आउँछन् पसलमा, मलाई यो दबाई चाहियो भन्छन्। तर हामीले आफ्नो नलेजको हिसाबमा दबाई दियो भने उनीहरूले मेडिसिन होइन यो त खाँदैनौँ, हामी यो खान्छौँ। त्यसैले कन्फ्लिक्ट चाहिँ पेसेन्ट लेभलबाटै भएको छ, कमन पिपुलको लेभलबाट भएको छ। त्यसैले हाम्रो एकजना डाक्टर साहबले भन्नुभएको, प्रेम शुक्ला सरले भन्नुभएको कुरो एकदम सही हो। एउटा डक्टरहरूको चाहिँ टिम बनाएर अब त्योमा चाहिँ के प्रिन्सिपल मेडिकेसन, बेसिक मेडिकेसन के हुनसक्छ त्यसको एउटा प्रोस्पेक्ट बनाएर यो डक्टरहरू हस्पिटलहरू भन्दा पनि फार्मेसीमा छोडिदियो भने यो पेटर्नमा ट्रिटमेन्ट गर्नुहोस्, यस्तो सुझाव सल्लाह दिनुहोस्। अनि कमन पिपलमा एवेरनेस गर्यो भने यो चाहिँ अल्टिमेट हामीले चाहिँ मिनिमाइज गर्न सक्छौँ कोभिडको इन्फेक्सन र ट्रान्समिसनलाई। थ्याङ्क यू म्याम।
And that is a great suggestion, Mandalji. मैले तपाईँलाई एउटा भन्छु सर्ट होइन, एउटा इन्सिडेन्ट। म चाहिँ नेपाल मेडिकल कलेजमा हाउस अफिसर भएर प्र्याक्टिस गर्दाखेरि एउटा बिरामी जोरपाटीमै बस्ने आउनुभयो। अनि पेट दुख्यो भन्नुभयो, अनि खासै के थिएन, भाइरल इन्फेक्सन थियो। अनि हामीले केही औषधि नदिइकन बिरामीलाई घर पठाइदियौँ। बिरामी चाहिँ बाहिर रिसाएर यो डाक्टरलाई केही आउँदैन। अनि उहाँ चाहिँ फेरि बिर हस्पिटल जानुभयो, जोरपाटी बस्ने मान्छे बिर हस्पिटल जानुभयो, 4 थरीको भाइटामिन लिएर आउनुभयो, अनि बल्ल खुस हुनुभयो। सो आई थिङ्क अवेरनेस इज इम्पोर्टेन्ट होइन। त्यो डक्टर मात्रलाई कति दोष दिने, पेसेन्टलाई औषधि दिएन भने म यस्तो बिरामी मान्छेलाई के औषधि दिएर पठायो, it's a difficult situation, but suddenly awareness is needed at all levels.
म एउटा कुरा चाहिँ सर एड गर्न चाहे। म रिसेन्टली योभन्दा पहिले मधेसी एसोसिएसन इन अमेरिका माको कोलाबोरेसनमा एउटा मैले स्टडी गरेको थिएँ 2 नम्बर प्रोभिन्स नम्बर 3 मा। के भन्दाखेरि हाम्रो 2 नम्बर प्रदेशमा कतिजनाले सोशल डिस्टेन्सिङको पालना गर्दैछ, मास्कको कति युज हुँदैछ र मान्छेमा कति सेनिटाइजरहरूको एभाइलेबिलिटी छ। त्यो स्टडी गर्दाखेरि एउटा राम्रो रिजल्ट आएको थियो। त्यो डिसेमिनेसन हामीले गरेको थियौँ माको डेलिगेटहरू राखेर, त्यो पब्लिकेसन हुन बाँकी छ। त्योमा चाहिँ हामीले लास्टमा के फाइन्ड आउट गर्यो भन्दाखेरि देयर इज अ ग्रेट निड अफ अवेरनेस इन प्रोभिन्स नम्बर 2। यो मान्छेको एउटा नलेजको लेभल जति भए पनि एटिट्युड चाहिँ छुट्टै लेभलको छ क्या 2 नम्बर प्रदेशको मान्छेहरूमा। म यो चाहिँ स्पेसली फिल गर्छु। अब 10 क्लास पढ्यो पनि उसलाई होइन मलाई कति आउँछ भनिदिन्छ। अनि हामीले क्वेसनर टोटल अराउन्ड 500 स्याम्पल लिएर हामीले चाहिँ यो स्टडी वर्कआउट गरेका थियौँ। त्योमा चाहिँ नलेज भर्सेस प्र्याक्टिसलाई कोरिलेट गर्दाखेरि एकदमै विचित्र किसिमको रिजल्ट आएको थियो म्याम।
Thank you, Mandalji. Thank you so much. Well, I think we are over time, and I'll hand over this to Madam President, Prajita ji, for closing remarks. And
anyone else? Vikas ji, I'm just asking people should not feel that we did not ask. Anyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, please. But please, 30 seconds to 1 minute at max. Thank you. Khushi Patel ji. Yes.
Yes. Namaste सबैजनालाई. म्याम म खासमा जनकपुर भन्दा अलिक टाढा हैन महोत्तरी जिल्लाको रामगोपालपुरबाट हैन म अलिक पेरिफेरलतिर प्र्याक्टिस मेरो हस्पिटल चलाइरहेको छु हैन त्यहाँ गाउँघरतिर खासमा मैले बुझे अनुसार हैन दुई थरीको मान्छे हुन्छ कि कोभिडको लागि खासमा एउटा कस्तो छ भने तपाईको एउटा कोभिड ले धेरै नै डराएको मान्छे र अर्को चाहिँ धेरै नै नडराएको मान्छे दुई थरीको मान्छे छ गाउँमा यतातिर पेरिफेरलतिर धेरै डराएको मान्छे तपाईको धेरै डिप्रेसन जस्तै भएको हैन र एउटा चाहिँ केही छैन यो कोभिड सबै यतिकै नाटक हो भन्ने जस्तो छ कि तर म हालै यो 2-3 दिन अगाडि हैन एउटा यस्तो पेशेन्ट देखे कि तपाईको धेरै नै सेम टु सेम मतलब कोभिडको लक्षण भएको अनि उहाँलाई डेंगु पनि पोजिटिभ थियो हैन अनि उहाँलाई मैले सजेसन दिँदाखेरि तपाई एकचोटी जनकपुर जानुस् हैन यो कोभिड पनि जाँच गराउनुस् हुन त उहाँ पेशाले टिचर हुनुहुन्थ्यो अनि जति भन्दा पनि हैन अहिले मेडिसिन नै खाऊ ठीक भएन भने 2-3 दिनमा ठीक भएन भने जाउँला भने जस्तो भयो हैन भन्नुभयो अनि उहाँ पहिला पनि 7 दिनसम्म सुई लगाएर अनि आउनुभयो थियो यहाँ मका अनि मैले हैन अब यस्तो अवस्थामा केही मेडिसिन मैले चलाउन मिल्दैन तपाईले पहिला पनि सुई लगाएर आउनु भएको छ तर उहाँको एकदम हाई ग्रेड फिभर अनि खोकी पनि अनि तपाईको यो पसिना पनि एक्सेसिभ आउने त्यस्तो लक्षणहरु थियो अनि मैले उहाँलाई यो सजेसन दिए तर उहाँ मान्नु भएन अनि त्यतिखेर मेडिसिन नै यतिकै लिएर जानुभयो अनि 2 दिन पछि फेरि आउनुभयो हिजो अस्ति हैन अनि उहाँ एकदम सिरियस भएर आउनुभयो अनि मैले त्यतिखेर नै एम्बुलेन्स आफैले बोलाएर त्यो पनि जबरजस्ती हैन तपाईले जानै पर्छ भनेर बोलाएर अनि मैले जनकपुर जान सजेसन दिए एम्बुलेन्समा हालेर पठाए हैन अनि वहाँ जाँदा जाँदै तपाईको जनकपुर जानकी हेल्थ केयरमा जाँदा जाँदै उहाँ एक्सपायर हुनुभयो अनि उहाँको फ्यामिलीलाई जति भन्दा पनि तपाईको एकचोटी कम्तीमा टेस्टको लागि पनि त्यहाँ राखिदिनुस् हैन उहाँहरु मान्नु भएन कि त्यस्तो अवस्था छ गाउँतिर हैन अनि त्यसपछि फेरि उहाँ आउँदा पनि रिटर्न आउँदा पनि सबैजना एक साथै हुने हैन त्यो रुने कराउने सबै टच गरेर अनि त्यस्तो कुरा छ यतातिर हैन मतलब अलिकति पनि अवेयरनेसको कुरा गर्नुभयो उहाँहरु सबैजना त्यो एकदम रियल हो कि यतातिर अवेयरनेस छैन कि गाउँतिर अनि मेन कुरा मैले यहाँ भन्न के खोजेको म्याम कि अब गाउँतिर त्यस्तो पेशेन्ट आयो भने तपाईको कसरी ह्यान्डल गर्ने के हामीहरु उहाँहरु मान्नुहुन्न कि कोभिडको कुरा भन्ने बित्तिकै हैन यतिकै हो केही छैन तपाई मेडिसिन नै दिनुस् हैन 1-2 दिन हेरेर जाउँला त्यस्तो कुराहरु गर्नुहुन्छ त्यस्तोमा हामीहरु कसरी गर्ने थ्यांक यू
Our Chief Technology Officer.
Sorry.
Yes, please.
खुशी सरी तपाईको सुनेर यो हाम्रो जताततै तराईमा हिलमा अथवा पहाडमा यस्तै अवस्था छ हामी चाहिँ जनरली डाक्टरका जानै खोज्दैनौं एकदमै सिरियस भएपछि बल्ल जाने गरिरहेका थिए अनि अहिले त सिचुएसन झन्
हजुर
यो सबै अवेयरनेसकै कुरा आउँछ हामीले चाहिँ आफ्नो छिमेकीलाई आफ्नो घरको मान्छेलाई छिमेकीलाई गाउँलेलाई यो अवेयर गरिराख्नुपर्छ यो अवेयरनेस जनतामा अवेयरनेस आफै नभएसम्म यो गाछ चाहिँ गएर फार्मेसीबाट औषधि लिएर आउने सिरामल खाने त्यसले पनि ठीक भएन भने बल्ल अनि त्यसैले चाहिँ धेरैवटा हामीले कम्प्लिकेसन हेर्थ्यौँ पहिला काठमाडौँमा मैले काम गर्दाखेरि तलबाट आउने मान्छे अब स्टेज 2 स्टेज 3 एकदमै कम्प्लिकेटेड भइसकेपछि बल्ल आउँथे अनि यो कोभिडभन्दा पहिला पनि थियो अनि मलाई लाग्छ यो एउटा कल्चरल नै छ हाम्रो होइन अनि त्यसैले अवेरनेस यो फेरि ब्याक टु अवेरनेसमै आउँछ अब यो अवेरनेस एउटा एन्टा I would request कि एन्टाले एउटा अवेरनेस क्याम्पेन लिड गर्नुभयो भने I think धेरै फाइदा हुन्छ हाम्रो कम्युनिटीलाई
I would seek your guidance and Dr. Prem Shukla's guidance. If you both doctors and Dr. Chakradhar Mishra, he's advisor for ENTA current team, and many more doctors could join. And please, let's work together. And our team is determined to make a difference in society, and we are relentless in that pursuit. And with that note, I am asking Ruby Ruby Dev is our CTO, Chief Technology Officer, and she would take you to a little bit of background in our charity, background into our fundraiser right now. So over to you, Ruby.
Thank you, Aparajita ji. सबैभन्दा पहिला त सबैजना डक्टर्सहरूलाई र सबैजना पार्टिसिपेन्ट्सहरूलाई धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छु आजको प्रोग्राममा सहभागी हुनुभएकोमा प्लस अब जसरी हामीले पुरा वेबिनारमा कुरा गर्यौं कि अवेयरनेसको धेरै 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 जरुरत छ सो यो एउटा वेबिनार हाम्रो एन्टाको तर्फबाट एउटा फर्स्ट स्टेप मात्र हो हाम्रो के भन्छ हामीले प्लान गरेको छौं कि हामी फ्युचरमा पनि हरेक वीक कोभिड रिलेटेड डिफरेंट वेबिनार्सहरु डिफरेंट डक्टर्सलाई नेपालबाट युएसबाट एकट्ठा गरेर यस्तो वेबिनार्सहरु अवेयरनेसको लागि अझै गरौं र वी आर वर्किङ अन दैट and also it's not only about awareness is very important, but we also need financial support. We have to be there for our community and work for them, and that needs financial support. And we have started a fundraiser in our Facebook. You can go to our Facebook page. There's a fundraiser where you can donate and be a part of this help to the community. यो फन्डरेजरको बारेमा तपाईले हाम्रो वेबसाइटबाट पनि थाहा पाउन सक्नुहुन्छ हाम्रो अफिशियल वेबसाइट हो www.tarai.org that is TERAI tarai.org मैले मेसेज जुमको मेसेजमा पनि सबैलाई म मेसेज गर्दिन्छु हाम्रो पुरा जति पनि हामीले रिलिफ वर्क अहिलेसम्म गरेको छौं जति पनि हामी वेबिनार्सहरु गर्छौं त्यसको सबै भिडियोजहरु अपलोड गर्छौं हामी आफ्नो वेबिनारमा हाम्रो आफ्नो वेबसाइटमा सरी अनि यो फन्डरेजरको बारेमा पनि हामीले आफ्नो वेबसाइटमा लेखेको छौं so please go through our website, go through our list of works that we have done, that we have accomplished so far, and help us in helping our community by helping us in raising the funds for various of relief programs that we are planning to do for this COVID situation. And also please stay tuned and wait for our other webinars that we will be organizing in the upcoming weeks with different doctors and different from different places like Nepal, India, and the US, so that we'll be helping in creating awareness. Thank you so much.
I'll conclude in Maithili. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आई के वेबिनार में जे जत से सुनलो जत से ज्वाइन केलो सबके दिल से बहुत बहुत आभार डॉक्टर युवराज खतीवड़ा जी एम्बेसडर के ओपनिंग रिमार्क्स कम्युनिटी के लेल आह्वान बहुत अहाँ के उपयोगी छले ए कमिटी के एक्सकॉम के जतेक पदाधिकारी अखन जुटल छथिन सबके समय के धन्यवाद दूटा एंकर जे छलखिन अंजू जी और डॉक्टर विकास पाठक जी उनका हृदय से बहुत बहुत आभार जे चारूटा डॉक्टर्स छलखिन डॉक्टर प्रेम शुक्ला डॉक्टर पंकज चौधरी डॉक्टर विष्णु पटेल और डॉक्टर राजेश चौधरी जी उनको बहुत बहुत आभार आप लोग का दिल से बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया ये कार्यक्रम यहाँ रुकने वाला नहीं है और हमने ठान ली है कि जो भी हमारे पास हमारे वश में जितना भी है रिसोर्सेस है और जो हमारे पास टैलेंट है डॉक्टर्स कम्युनिटी में या जो भी हम सबको मोबिलाइज करने वाले हैं और प्लीज हिचकिचाइए मत send a text, write to us, and we would like to be partnering with you because I'm seeing chat box and text and messages on Facebook. I'm receiving that, madam, what are we doing here and there? Please feel free to advise us, guide us, correct us if we are not doing right, and send your constructive criticism through our chat box. And chat box is on the website, www.tarai.org. You can directly chat with CTO and me, and it is very interactive, platform. So with that note, with lot of gratitude for our community and those who are listening, to this program through Facebook, stay tuned, and we are here to serve to the community. Thank you to the panelists. Thank you to the moderators, our amazing CTO, and our, Dr. Anju Yadav. Wish you all the best for your, ongoing DMD program. You took your precious time out and attended it. Thank you so much. And on behalf of the XCOM, thank you again. And with that note, we are done with today's program. I look forward to many more with your help in coming weeks and months. When the situation is really dire in Nepal, we are there for them. Thank you.